Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I am the founder and owner of TechReviewsNup, and today I am reviewing a mobile game. This game's been out for a little while, but this game is a good game. I just recently had a chance to play it, and not a lot of people know about it, so hopefully this will help that. Now, as far as this game goes, this game currently at this time is only available on Androids as far as the tablets and mobile, and possibly computers as far as the USB drives and whatnot. And also it's available on iPhones, iPads. I have not heard of anything about it going to Blackberries, Windows phones, and so on. And the best person to ask that is the developers themselves. Now, as far as this game goes, the price on it varies on what operating system you're running on. For iPhones and iPads, it's $1, but for the Android, it's free. It's strange, but I haven't played this on the iPhone or iPad, and I'm assuming once you pay the $1, the basic things that will be unlocked if you pay it in the Android should automatically be unlocked since you already paid it. So on the Android, certain things without paying won't be unlocked. Certain things like fast forwarding and a couple other things. Now, these, especially fast forwarding, is very important towards this game. You don't need it to complete this game, but this game takes a long time to get done. And let's put it this way: for something, I can literally go and sit down for maybe half an hour to an hour, complete a level in fast forward mode, pure fast forward, and without it being fast forward, it probably takes 5 hours or more. And I'm not sitting there looking at a map like this the entire time and just doing that. It's just not good. Now, the questions I'm going to answer in this game, or answer in this video, is what is this game? What is it about? Is it worthwhile to play? And how does it work on my hardware and battery? Now, keep in mind that I played this on my Galaxy Nexus Android, and the Galaxy Nexus has a new battery, and it's pretty good fun. Now, as far as the game, what is it about? The entire game is about that you're a virus, and your entire job is to infect the entire world and kill everyone, and nothing more. So that might sound a lot difficult than it really is, and that's the unfortunate thing. And as far as, is this game worthwhile and is it worth the money? I'll say kinda, depending on who you are, depending on how often you're going to play this. As far as, are you going to play it all in one sitting? Probably not. It's probably not worth it. But if you're going to, play a level now and play another level later, or play a little bit of level now and save it and come back to it later, it might be worthwhile. But if you play it in one sitting, it's definitely not, because the game's too quick, especially when you figure out what to exactly do, and it's not really hard to figure it out. And this is the spoiler, in case if you haven't figured out how to beat the game. In almost every level, the country you want the virus to start in is Iceland. There's 3 reasons. First reason is Iceland does not have a large population. The reason why this is important is once the virus completely takes over a country, it moves on, and the quicker it takes over, the quicker it moves on. Now, this is obviously not 100%, but I found it to be more than not in most cases. Now, the second reason is it has an airport. Now, if you have the virus traveling by air, then that thing will spread like crazy. Next is it has a seaport, which is very important, because if you can see in Greenland and a lot of these islands, there is no airport. There's only seaports. So it's very important to have the virus going in the seaport as soon as possible, mostly because it's really hard to get viruses in these islands, especially Greenland for some reason. Now, as far as the second best place is the UK, and the reason for that is the UK airplanes pretty much go everywhere, but once you affect Iceland, the next country that will be affected almost immediately after is the UK, and then everywhere else should follow. So it's that easy. All you have to do is affect Iceland, sit back, make sure that your symptoms are not going haywire, and if a symptom is out, then the world knows that you're there, you're alive, and the world will try to kill you with a cure. Now that's the entire point of this game, is basically staying dormant as much as possible, infecting everyone as much as possible, and at the last second, once everybody's affected, killing everybody. So that's pretty simple. I mean, that's very simple when you figure it out. Now, if the world in some of the levels, people will know that you exist before you even start the game, and that means the cure will be started, or it'll be really hard to stop the mutation, so it'll be really hard to stop the symptoms from showing up. The best country to attack is, again, the UK or America, and the reason for this is America's really better, because America is harder to take over to start with, because because they're medical. I'm not talking about real world America. I have no idea which is better than the next, because I'm not a doctor. But in the game, America is the hardest country to take over, as far as, or the United States is the hardest country to take over as far as the medical. So that's pretty much a summary of the entire game. And each level, as you see here, bacteria, virus, fungus, and so on, each one of these are a level, and each one of them is almost exactly the same as the last. Now keep in mind, viruses, you got more of a mutation going on, but fungus, bacteria, parasite, and this, I don't know how to pronounce that, is the exact same. This and this, they know, the world knows that you're around for the nanovirus, which is the robot, and the bioweapon. I can't remember it, but I think it's the world doesn't know that you're out yet. But you start killing off people pretty quickly, and once you start killing off someone, the world knows you're there. And it's pretty hard to. That last level is very hard to stop your virus from killing too many people, because you have to infect everyone, and you can't let anyone go away, because once all the infected people are dead, that means your virus cannot go to someone else that's unaffected, unlike the real world. So that's something to keep in mind. So as far as the hardware portion, and yes, unfortunately, that's pretty much about it as far as the game goes. And that's the reason why I didn't really show any in-game footage, is because the simple fact is that's it. All you're seeing is these, an airplane, some boats going around a map, zoom in, zoom out, pick that, and pick some symptoms off a skill tree, and that's it. And it's understandable why they have it like this, because it's a mobile game and whatnot, but I wish there was more, especially what they showed in the video. The trailers, I wish they showed more of a better UGI and whatnot, and I wish they made it where some of this animation in it in the game was more useful at least, because stuff like this, it's not really that useful. It's just lore or whatever you want to call it. Now, how does this game run on my Galaxy Nexus? Well, as far as the game goes, it does take a long time to load up, but I did a little bit of research, and I found I'm not the only one with this issue. And that's not a huge thing, but if you're, you got a couple minutes to play it and you want to play it now, that's one thing to keep in mind, and you might want to pick something else. But I found a couple games to this quality that actually has this much memory in it and whatnot. It does take a little bit of time to boot up. Unfortunately, we're dealing with mobile devices and not computers. Now, as far as this game goes, some of the other things with the hardware portion is I found it does make my phone run a little bit hot, and it drains the battery pretty badly. Even when it's on charge, it drains it. Just charging it slows down the drain by quite a bit, but still it drains it, and that's a pretty bad thing. And my phone is not clocked or anything, and it's almost new, so it shouldn't be doing that at all. I mean, I don't think it's a phone issue. I think it's the game requires quite a bit of processing power, and depending on your phone, you may or may not experience this. But keep in mind, different phones have different processors, some better than others, and some can perform different things and others can't. But what I found on mine is it's just that this is a resource-heavy game on the hardware side, and that's probably why it sucked down the battery pretty well. Now, as far as some of the other things, this game does have an achievement system. It does hook up to the Google Play games, and you can share the achievements with your friends. I don't know if there's some type of achievement system on the iTunes. I haven't heard of any, and I haven't done my research on that. But if you know of one, then please leave it in the comment section. But as far as everything else, is this a worthwhile or is it not? Again, if you are doing this in one sitting, I would say stick with it free if possible. Again, you can save it. You can once you're done with whatever for the day and you still got the game going, you can save the game and come back to it later. But again, keep in mind it takes a while to get it back up. But as far as is it worthwhile paid wise, the only way I see it worthwhile is if you're extending it out by doing it in short sessions or something like that, or this is your thing. Again, different people, different strokes. So if this is your thing, then definitely it's worthwhile. It's $1. It's not that much. Now, one thing I really didn't like about this is you can pay for cheats. You can pay for cheats in the extended version, some of the extra missions like zombies and whatnot. They cost quite a bit of money. They cost $10 each. And that's a problem, but unfortunately those extra missions are pretty much exactly like all the other missions, so there's no point unless if you really liked it for one reason or another. I wouldn't buy those extra missions. But those cheats, I wish that they had it where the game completely unlocked the cheats when you're done with the game, when you beat the game, or there was more of that, because there's no reason why I have to pay X amount for cheats, then X amount to get all of the bonus features, then X amount, even more amount to get the extended missions and whatnot. There's no reason for that. But one thing I want to add before I wrap up this is there is only some things added to this game over time. Right now there's only a quick game. I don't know what they're going to add in the future, but there is stuff on the bottom showing that it's there's some stuff like either a time mode or something going to be added in the future. So anyways, if you got any questions on this, then please leave it in the comment section below. And you can email me on YouTube, you can email me on techreviewsandhelp.com, or just find a way to get a hold of me. Now, I will have links to these below, so don't worry about that. I'll also have a link to this page below, and that way you can check it out, see if it's worthwhile. Do a little bit more research. And this has been Craig Bennett, the founder and owner of Technologies and hope you have a great day.